Hello, my name is Angie Vargas. Today I'm going to talk about morphology. Let's start. This is the agenda. Today we're going to see what is morphology, what is a morpheme, what is a root, a stem or base, types of morphemes, affixes, and other ways to form a word. What is morphology? Morphology is the branch of the linguistics that studies how a word is formed, how words are created. First, we need to know what is morpheme. Morpheme is the smallest unit of language that carries the meaning or grammatical function. Each word has at least one morpheme. Root morpheme is the base that carries most of the meaning. For instance, in this word, unemployment, this part employed is the root morpheme of this word. The other part, for instance, and meant, have other meanings. And is a prefix. Employed is the root, as I said before, and meant is the suffix. Later we are going to study what is prefix and suffix. Let's explain this word, unfriendly. And is the minimal unit of meaning, not, or lacking, or the opposite. Friend is the base of that word, or the root. Friend is a person who you like. And li is a minimal unit of meaning for an adverb. In this case, is having the nature or qualities of this other word, disrespectful. This is the minimal unit of meaning of not or apart. Respect is like admiration. And full is a minimal unit of meaning for characterized by. And in this case, respect is the root of the word. We have types of morphemes. We have free morphemes and bound morphemes. In free morphemes, it could be lexical and functional morphemes, and bound morphemes, it could be derivational and inflectional morphemes. So, free morphemes is a simple word that can stand by themselves as a separate words. It doesn't have to be attached to another morpheme to be used. For instance, dog, book, table, girl, and work. Types of free morphemes. We have lexical morphemes. Like lexical morphemes give us a meaning or content. It could be adjectives, nouns, or verbs. For instance, red, run, sad, knife. Run is a verb, knife is a noun. Functional morpheme have a function in a sentence. It could be conjunctions, prepositions, nouns, or articles. For instance, and is a conjunction, and since a preposition. Now, bound morpheme must be attached to another morpheme to receive a meaning. For instance, li, nes, er, and trans. If you read li or nes, you don't know what is li, so have to be attached to another word to receive a meaning. For instance, in this word, lonely or unhappy. If you read only doesn't receive a meaning. A bound morpheme need to be attached to another morpheme to receive a meaning. We have different types of bound morphemes. Derivational morphemes change the meaning of the word. For instance, happy, unhappy, possible, impossible, loud, loud. Happy and unhappy. Is this the opposite of happy? So change the meaning, the total meaning of the word. It's like the opposite in most of the cases, because in loud is not the opposite. Inflectional morphemes not change the essential meaning of the word. For instance, walk, walking, work, worked, run, runs. This is like the grammatical part. In this part you can see the ing, like the continuous tense, ed in the past tense, and s in a third, for a third person, he, she, or it. Now affixes. Affixes is a bound morpheme that can be placed before, inside, or after a root or base of the word to create a new word. We have two types of affixes: prefixes, that is when the bound morpheme is before the root, and suffix, when the bound morpheme is after the root. Here we have some examples of prefixes and suffixes. Prefixes, as I said before, is before the root, like this word: dishonest, repair, disagree, reduce, uncertain, and polite. And suffixes, we have happiness, careful, friendly, politician, education, and government. And in this part is after the root, nes, full, li, shan, chun, meant. There are some ways or different ways to form a word, like acronym, coinage, compounding, blending, clipping, conversion, affixation, borrowing, back formation, and reduplication. I'm going to explain just three. Compounding is when you put three morphemes together to create a new concept. For instance, these words, these columns have words, and these other have a different word. If you put those words together, you create a new word, like this: wheelchair, toothpaste, drugstore, and 14. Other way to form words is acronym. In this case is HOPE. Each letter has like a meaning. For instance, H is having only positive expectations. Hope means having only positive expectations. Clipping is when you take one syllable or two to reduce. You took one syllable to form another word. For instance, gymnasium, we use gym, just gym. It's not common that you say I'm going to the gymnasium. Most of us said I'm going to the gym. Examination, exam. Doctor is dog, and telephone is phone. That's it. I hope that you have learned something about morphology. Bye.